Hi guys, welcome to my videos. So guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how to apply spouse sponsorship outside Canada. I mean, when your spouse is outside Canada. Before I proceed further, if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please go and subscribe right now. And also, I would like to clarify, neither I'm an immigration consultant nor I'm a government body. So if you take anything out of this video, do it at your own risk. All right, guys, so let's proceed. So guys, I have made this video in past and thanks for the tremendous success, tremendous response I have got. But why I'm making this video again is because the process has been changed. It used to be on paper, but now it's online. It's a good thing. So we are going to go through this process. So make sure you watch this video till the end. And all the information I share in this show in this video are sample information and they're not real. Okay. So when you do it, you have to do it as per your case, not what you see in this video. So the very first thing you're going to do is to log in into PR portal. You need to register and log in, and then you need to click on create new application. Program under which you are applying. So this is permanent residence. So we'll select this. Program under which you are applying. So this is family. Category you are applying under. I select spouse. Put a title. So I'll select spouse sponsor. Oh, subcategory I missed. Family class outside Canada. Okay, done. Continue. Now this is for the principal applicant to fill the details, and it's very careful. You have to be very careful because this will be pulled into other applications too. Okay, other forms, digital forms too. Okay, that are gonna be filled up. Preferred language of correspondence, I select English. Family name. So let's say in our situation, there is an Indian citizen whose name is John Smith, who's a PR of Canada, permanent residence of Canada. Recently, he traveled to India and married to Elana Smith. Elana Smith is an Indian citizen living in India. And now John is sponsoring Elana to come. So Elana is the principal applicant and she is filling this up. So English, family name, Smith, Elana. Date of birth, 2000. I'm just putting sample. You have to do as per your case. Now mailing address. So I'll put her Indian address. I'll just put sample address, but you put real address. Okay. City, town. You do proper. Okay. Don't see do what I'm doing here because this is just sample. And I'm not putting postal code district, but you know in India these things exist, but this is sample video. So and these are not mandatory fields, but if you have that information, always provide. Don't go for shortcuts. Residential address, same as mailing address. I select yes. Now, a lot of people have confusion here, so that I'm gonna clarify. Spouse, partner, or dependent profiles. When you create edit profile for your spouse, partner, dependent section, who are applying for permanent residence. Now, people get confused over here. The thing is, in this case, John is not a dependent on Elana, okay? Because and moreover, John is not applying for permanent residence. Uh, John is already a permanent resident of Canada, and John is not applying to become a permanent resident. So definitely we don't need to do that. And because they have recently married, so they don't have a kid at this moment. I assume in this application for our sample case. But in your case, if you have a kid, definitely or any other things that apply, definitely provide that information. Click on save and continue. Now, these checklist or you can say login area is automatically created. These are the digital forms that you need to fill. This is not mandatory, but we'll still go through that. Immigration program. These are the mandatory fields that you have to do. There could be additional application form that we will see when we fill up the checklist because checklist will actually tell us what we need to do. And these are the forms that we need to download, fill up, and then upload over here. Supporting documents, it has given us the naming convention. So if a document that is required from Elana, so it will be Smith, Elana, and the type. Okay. Then uh, file names and other convention size for types all are given. So you can do that. Additional supporting documents, again, we need to see the checklist. Fee payment, you got to pay the fee online and do that here. I have already made a video. I'll link it so that you can. Declaration we'll see at the end. And then, of course, I won't be submitting this because I don't want to pay money. Thank you. So let's start with this generic form. Click on edit. Click on continue. See, some details have been picked up already. Interview in case required. Doesn't mean that you are gonna be called for an interview. Interpreter, no. Let's say Ilana can communicate in English well. Where do you want to plan to live in Canada? Let's say because John lives in Toronto, Ilana wants to live in Toronto too. Of course, why not? Husband and wife, right? Now, personal details. Details picked up. See, have you used any other name? I select. So this question is for Elana. Okay. So I select no. UCI. But if you have different, if you have ever used different name, like then definitely you use that. UCI, unique client identifier. What is it? So IRCC assigns this uniquely to each applicant, regardless of type of application, and it always sticks to the that applicant. It could be an 8-digit number, it could be a 10-digit number, and you are gonna find it on all the communication that you have done with IRCC. Okay, so uh, let's say you might have applied to IRCC years ago for a visitor visa. Now you are applying for study permit or spouse sponsorship. So your UCI is gonna always remain the same. Okay. But if you apply for the very first time, there is no UCI. They will generate it for you. And if you have applied before and you don't mention it, don't feel something else. They are gonna find this out anyway. Gender. So for Elana, I select this. Eye color, height in centimeter. Remember the unit. I'm just putting 170. Birth information. This has been picked up. Place of birth. So make sure you match this information correctly with your passport so that there is no confusion or issue later. Citizenship. She's an Indian citizen, and India does not allow dual citizenship. So definitely second, this nothing will come. Current country of residence. She's in India. I select India. Status. She's a citizen. So in past 5 years, has Lana lived in any country other than your country of citizenship or your current country of residence that you have indicated above? In her case, both same, India. For more than 6 months, I select no because 6 months. Current marital status, she is married. So it is asking for the date when this marriage took place. So I'm selecting this. Let's say she got married on 15th of March. Spouse details. So John's detail. Have you previously been married or in a common relationship? I select no. Contact information already picked up. Phone number they have asked. I select other because it's for Elana. So I put cellular. Country code for India, it's 91. Phone number. Do you want us to contact you using the email address used for this account? I select yes. If you put no, it will ask for that. Do you have a valid passport travel document? I select yes. So it's asking passport details. Again, this is just sample, guys. You do it as per your case and be very careful when you enter these details. Issue date. National identity document. Do you have a national identity document? So it is like as per your country, countries have their own. So when I had filled this document years ago, of course it used to be a PDF form then. I had provided details of my PAN card and it was happily accepted. I did explain that later in the letter of explanation because any letter of explanation you want to write, you have a very good opportunity to let officer know what exactly it is. So do you have a national ID document? I select a yes. If I do that, I need to provide all that information. But for the purpose of this video, I do know. But as I said, I have used PAN card then and it was successful. So it's up to you and your situation. Save and continue. Education, highest level of education. So let's say she's a graduate. Number of education, number of years of education in total. So let's say she has studied 10 plus 2 plus 3. So 15 years. Occupation, current occupation. Let's say she is a teacher currently and she wants to be a teacher. So I select language details, native language, mother tongue. Because she's from India, let's say her native language is Hindi. Are you able to communicate in English or French? I select English. You've taken a test from designation to assess your English or French. I select no, like she has not taken any test. Dependents, yeah, you have to declare. Okay, so this is done. Now let's go for IMM 5406. So you're going to fill this information for your parents, children, spouse, sibling. So Ilana has to do this. Okay. So I'll click on edit. So this form is filled up by Ilana. Okay. Relationship, Ilana Smith, country or territory of birth. Okay. Just I want to show you one thing. I'll come back. Oh yeah, one thing. Because a lot of you have this question that is in IMM 5406, the names that they have asked to write in English and in native language. So how are you gonna do it? When it was on PDF, it was very simple, right? I have explained that in other videos, so I will don't have to do that. But when you're applying digitally here, how will you write in your native language? Like let's say Elana is gonna write in Hindi. How is she gonna do? That I will show you. So this section is already picked up. Okay. And I cannot change this, so that's okay. Country or territory of birth. I select India. Marital status. I select married. Email. I'm just doing sample, but you provide proper. I just copy this. Provide address. Okay. Maximum give town, city, country, territories, full information. 80 characters should be enough. Relationship, spouse, common law partner. So for that, it's gonna be John Smith. Okay. Now, how will you put that name in the native language? So that I'll tell you. Go to Google, whatever is your language. I'm just going for search for English to Hindi. Okay. So I'll just type here John Smith. Okay. I'm gonna copy it. I think this is select copy. Perfect. And I'm gonna put this name here. Date of birth. Let's assume John was also born on the same day. Country or territory of birth. Uh, India. Marital status. Married. Email. Provide address. So Canadian address. I'm just doing this, but you provide full information. Mother. So this is Ilana's mother. Okay. So I'm just putting Nancy Smith. Just sample. Smith. Date of birth. Let's say she was born in 1978. 10. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put the get the name here again. And Nancy Smith. And I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna come here. Okay. Country or territory of birth. She was born in India too. Marital status. She is married. Email. Provide proper. Okay, don't do this. Address. Father. Let's say her father name is Peter Smith. Date of birth. I'm just putting date of birth. Let's say 19. Oh, 1975. And then country or territory of birth. Let's say India in both. Marital status. Married. Address below. If deceased, give city or town, country or territory and date. So you need to do accordingly. Okay, I'm just doing this sample, but you do properly. Continue. Now child. So let's say she doesn't have any children to provide that information. So uh, okay, all name. Okay, same thing they have given. So if a section does not apply, write not applicable. So I'll just say not applicable. Okay, if like she doesn't have children. Next, siblings. So again, like if you have, provide that information. If you don't have, just write not applicable. And I've already shown you how you can do it for your, um, I mean, um, how you can you can do it for non-English. Okay. So Google is very helpful in that. Okay. All right. So we have done it. So now you know how to use, how to write names in your native language. Okay. Now background declaration. Okay. Edit. Here also enter all names in English and in your native language. So this is 5669. Okay. Edit. Full name given your full name written in your native language or Smith. So you know what to do, right? Information, personal details of your father. Yes. Enter all names in English and native. So that's what you're gonna do. So again, like I'm writing just Peter and Smith. I don't need to show you again how to do this. Like you need to write in your native language, in this case Hindi. You can always write next to it by using Google. I'm just skipping it now for now. So, but that's okay. Date of birth. Uh, this is for your father, right? Okay. Date of birth. So 1975. 10. Date of death, if this is, let's say he's alive. Town, city of birth. Let's say he was born in New Delhi. Country or territory of birth. Let's say he was born in India. Personal details of your mother, family name at birth, let's say Smith, uh, given name Nancy. Again, language, you know how to do that. Date of birth, I mean, in your native language I showed you above, you can follow the same process and write here. I'm just a sample, so I'm not doing that, but you should definitely do. She's alive, let's say. In Delhi, country, territories of country, India. Questionnaire, be very careful. Been convicted of a crime or offense in Canada for which a pardon has not been granted under the criminal records of Canada? I select no. So read it very carefully, you guys. Don't make anything wrong with this. Okay. I'm putting no for all, but always read, understand, and then answer. And if you answer yes to any, you need to provide explanation. Education. Okay. Give the number. So let's say she has followed Indian pattern 5, 10 plus 2, so 7, and University College 3. Give full details of secondary and post-secondary, including, okay. So secondary from high school onwards till here. So she needs to provide that information. So, and if you want to add more, you can always click on add another and do. So let's do this. Let's say 2000 she was born. So 5 years she started school. So in 2010 she joined high school 01 and 7 years. So till 20 uh, 7 it's gonna be 2017, right? Yeah, 2017. Yeah, 2017 01. Name of institution, New Delhi High Institution. Just sample guys. Country, maximum length is 20. Wow. So I need to change. New Delo, New Delo school. Okay. I hope this is accepted. Perfect. City and country. So New Delhi, India. Type of certificate or diploma issued. So just I'll say high school. But like depending upon your board, it could be intermediate, whatever. Just check your form, which kind of certificate has been issued to you, and do that. Field of such study provide. So I'll just put science, but provide in like what field you have studied. Okay. Uh, okay. Add another. So here, let's say after leaving school in 2017, she joined college from 2017 02 and studied 3 years. 2020 02. Name of institution, provide information. I'm just putting sample. City, let's say she again studied in New Delhi, India. Type of certificate, so I'll just say Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, okay, just to make it consistent. Science, field of study, I select 17 character. Uh, so I'll just say BSc. Okay. You can explain these things later in your letter of explanation. Field of study, science, science, personal history. For past 10 years or since 18th birthday if it is less than 10 years ago. So for her born in 2000, 18 years, 2018. So after that, start with most recent under activity. So Okay, write your occupation, job title if you were working, not working, provide for what you were doing, unemployed, staying, traveling, retired, in detention. If you're outside the country to international, indicate your status. Okay, fine. So let's say like we have to provide from 2018 because that's the year. So till 2018 till today. Uh, no, wait. 2018. What was we did? Like 5, 17, 20. Yeah. So she was studying till 2020, for example, right? So she was studying, like her case, you do it as per your case. New Delhi, India. Do it as per your case. Status in country. So she was a citizen. Name of company, school, whatever is the school, college name. Okay. Studied. Uh, Add another. But you know what? They have asked for most recent. So we should change it. Because most recent, let's say 2020, after finishing school, she joined. So that should be what we should doing. So let's say 2020, she joined school. Okay, to till today. So I'll put 2024. Can I leave it here? Yeah. So you are like if it accepts, you can say in the explanation that you are still doing this. Let's say she's working now. Yeah, because we have to do with the recent one. Okay, citizen, name of employer, whatever. Now, whatever we had doing and studying here, we'll put that information here. And we can click on save and continue. I did not do, but you write for everything. Membership and association. Okay. She was write none in the first input field if you're not been a member of. So I cannot write none here because data, even if I try to, so I'll put none. And kind of organization that they want a detail, you can see. Political, social, youth or student organization, trade union or professional association. Provide that information. So if you have been associated, if not, just government position. If you have worked like this, you need to. And if not applies, none in the first field. I select none. Military and paramilitary service, same thing. If you have not done, click on none. Address. Oh, it is already picked up. How long you have been living? Past 10 years or since 18th birthday. Okay. So I can do like this in this case. All right. So this is done. Going back. Perfect. So we have completed these three. Now supplementary information, your travel. Not mandatory, but why not to fill it? Let's finish it. So you have to include the trips that you have taken for tourism, business, training, any other reason. All the trips have taken outside your home country or the one you live in. So for her, both countries are same because her home country is India and she currently lives in India. In past 10 years or since your 18th birthday, whichever is more recent. Perfect. If a section does not apply, write NA. Enter all names in English and in your native language or script. Okay. Click on continue. Okay. Names now how you will write there. You can you know how this. So I'll put Smith A Lana. Okay. And how to do this in your this one. So again, Google. I'm gonna do. Oh, I should have not have done it. Lana Smith. Smith. This definitely I can do. And Elana. Okay. And if she has not traveled, did not travel. 7, continue. Your spouse or common law partner. Okay. Now, her spouse is who? John. John is a current permanent resident of Canada. Okay, so taken outside their country of origin or residence in the past 10 years. So John's country of origin is India, and he is currently in Canada where it's residence. So definitely he also does not need to do this. So I'll also select did not travel. Okay, destination city did not travel. We click. Okay, I'll click on save and continue. Your dependent children. This does not even apply to her. So I just select like if a section does not apply, right? Not applicable. I can write, I can do both, not applicable. And you can always explain these in later, but this section is not applicable to you, so you can just simply say not applicable. I know people have done both configuration and passed through it. But yes, explain this in the explanation letter, so there's no doubt. Okay, perfect. So we have gone through these 4 forms and you know how to handle even writing names in your native language. Now let's go through these documents 5533, 55232 and 1344, and you can download these and then by clicking on these links, and once you fill and save you can upload them over here. So we will go for the checklist first and then these two I'm gonna include here. Okay, and we'll go through that. So bear with me, guys. Okay, guys, so this is the document checklist for spouse sponsorship, and we are going to fill up for spouse sponsorship outside Canada. Okay, about previous, this is for the sponsor. So in our case, John. The person I'm sponsoring was declared as my spouse or partner and was already examined as none when I applied for sponsor visa. Note if you have never applied for sponsor visa, answer no. So I'm just selecting no. Okay, because and I'll definitely explain this because when John became permanent resident, uh, like uh, became permanent resident, he was not even married to Elana. Okay, forms required, document spouse, document checklist. This checklist. Okay, application to sponsor undertaking 1344. This was in the checklist. Application fee, yes, of course. Right to permanent residence fee, I strongly recommend you to, because otherwise they will come back and ask you to pay later. Why to do that? Financial evaluation, only complete this form if the person is sponsoring spouse has one or more dependent children. So in this case, definitely she does not have, so we will not do this. Sponsored person and family member. Class of application. I'm currently living outside, so for Elana, this is the applicable case. Generally, application form for Elana. Country specific requirement. We need to click on this link and check. Okay, so let me see if I can open it other tab. Who you are sponsoring, spouse, since person being sponsored live in. So this is for Elana. I select India. What other countries has the person you are sponsoring lived in? Country. Let's say nowhere. I click get checklist. So now we got this country specific requirement. Supplementary information, your travel 556 to digital form. This was already there. Okay. India, send photocopies unless instructed. Birth certificate, and you need to give biometrics. Okay. Perfect. All right. Perfect. Now let's go back to the checklist. Country specific. Use processor must check for country specific requirements. If additional forms are required based on country, you must submit them with your application. So let's do one thing just to make it sure we are doing it correct. What have they said under country specific? Supplementary information IMM 5562. Let's go to this. Okay, 5562. 5562 was here, but in additional, do we have 5562? Supplementary humanitarian. So this is not here. But anyway, we have filled it up here, so that's okay. Perfecto. Now let's go back. And you can save this form, okay? Don't worry. And then you can upload. Perfect. Country specific requirement. Check this box to confirm that you have reviewed the consultant and if applicable, submitted any extra form. Okay. Additional family information, yes. Schedule A, background declaration. We have done it already. Both relationship evaluation. This is definitely use of representative. Use this form if you have a representative to represent you. Okay. Select one of the following. Okay. So I select this. I'm not appointing representative. That's all. Authority to release personal information not applicable in our case. Proceed to part B of the checklist. Supporting document status in Canada. So this is for sponsor who's a permanent resident. Are you Canadian citizen living outside? I select no. Okay. Do you, the sponsor and the person sponsoring, have children together? I select no. You need to do as per your case. If you have answered yes, please include a copy of it. Definitely we have not included yes. Okay. Previous relationship. Are you currently married to anyone other than the person who's sponsoring? No. Have you the sponsor previously been sponsored yourself? I select no. Have you the sponsor previously been in a common relationship? I select no. Previously married? I select no. Okay, and that's okay. We have completed this. Employment source of income. If you are working in Canada, original letter from your current employer. They have given the details what you need to provide. Okay. Okay. If you're self-employed and one of the documents issued by CRA will take total income. Okay. They have given the information what you need. So just to summarize, letter of expression of current employer. Okay. Or supporting financial documents. One of these issued by CRA as of February 9. All right. Perfect. All right. Supporting documents from sponsored identity document. Yes. Most passport we are going to use. If the applicant is living or she is not living in Canada. Must for photocopies for yourself and your family. Definitely. Birth certificate. Okay. If listed in the country specific of the country. So we checked for India. This was not the case. So nothing. Civil status. Please submit photocopies of the documents pertaining to your specific situation below. Check only the boxes that apply to you and provide the specified. Current, if you, the principal applicant, are legally married to a sponsor, provide your marriage certificate. Okay. Okay. If you, the person, have been issued a civil union certificate, provide a copy, whatever is applicable in your case. Previous relationship, if nothing applies to you, just go for this. None of that previous. Additional information about children. Provide the following info of your children if applicable. If applicable, write NA to each item that does not apply to you. So NA. Okay, perfect. Police clearance certificate. Any age that for you spent 6 months in a row since the age of 18. So for her, it's gonna be India. Canadian police certificate. If you, the family member, have lived in Canada for last 6 months, or Canada is the country where you or they have lived for most of their life since age of 18, police certificate of Canada. Police, this is not applicable for her Canada. Military service. Did you, principal applicant, or your dependent children do military service? No. Okay. Photos, yes. Medical examination. Do not complete medical exam at this time, but if you have done, click this and provide the details. Proof of relationship. Are you sponsor living together? No, definitely, because he's in Canada and she is in India. Proof of contact. Wow, this is sometimes a lot of people don't feel comfortable because communication, but I had provided too much of these, honestly. And there probably those days there was no limitation like 10 pages. I had provided much longer. They had even shredded. I read it in my GCMS notes. Proof of your sponsor bills such as airline ticket coupon or used boarding passes, photocopy pages of your sponsor passport showing entry and stamp. Okay. Your sponsor did not visit you. Make sure you provide an explanation in your 5532 form. Perfect. So we'll do that in your 5532 form for question 4. Okay, fine. We need to do as per your case. Yes. No, did you, if you did not check at least, this was part A done. Now part B, do your sponsor have any children together? No. Is this the first marriage for both of you? I select yes. Have your sponsor been married for a minimum of 2 years? I select no. Check here if you answered yes to all four of the question above. So no, not for all four of the questions. If you did not answer yes to also provide photocopies of your wedding. I also had to provide 20. Wow. And please upload a separate document providing a brief description of context of each photo. Label your photos accordingly and select at least two. Wow. Like you need to provide photos, maximum 20 photos, and upload a separate document, provide brief. This was not the case when I had applied. And you know what? I had printed the digital photos on print papers. Of course, it was color, and I had explained what those photos were, and it was accepted. But now they have changed the requirement. So make sure you read and fill up, select accordingly. Select at least two of the following four options and provide documents requested. Recognize each as such as employment or insurance. This I had provided and it really helped. Document evidence of financial stability on your sponsor. Okay. Recognized by your friends or letter from friends, family, social media information. Proof of past cohabitation or did not. Okay. If you did not check at least two, then but we had checked two, so we'll go ahead. Signature. So this be very careful. Who needs to sign? Like I'm doing it like this, but you need to read and then do. Like this one is if applicable, so I will not do that. Representative not applicable. Authority release not applicable. Where is that? Okay, so we know how to fill this checklist, and once it is done, we can upload it over here. Perfect. So now we know that what are the things we need about supporting documents, photos, proof of status, for sponsor, everything. So we know how to name them, how to do. Okay. Additional supporting documents, proof of letter of expression, definitely you do. Marriage certificate, you can see. It was covered in your checklist, so you can always select and do. I don't have to walk you through this. Proof of relationship, a lot of things, letter of support, employment letter, other things. They have given a category of other also. You can select that also if it's there. All right. So one we finished. Now we will go for other. Let's start with 1344 and then they will go for 5532. And once that we have completed this fee, you upload here and then declaration. Let me show declaration first. How you do. Principal consent to release information for evaluation. I select yes. So you need to type electronically. You're gonna sign. So for electronically signing, this is what you do. Of course, this is not enabled because other things are not done. But now we know. So we just have to finish two more. Okay. And then we should be okay too. Of course, I will not submit. So let's go for 5532, guys. Okay, guys. So we are going to fill up IMM 5532. For spouse sponsorship outside Canada. This is just a sample case. And before I proceed further, I would like to clarify neither I am an immigration consultant nor I'm a government body. And everything that I put here is sample details only. And if you take anything out of this video, do it at your own risk. All right, guys. So first, personal information about sponsor. So his name is John Smith in our sample case. So I'll do that. John. Date of birth. Client ID if UCI. So definitely John has it because he's a permanent resident, but I'm leaving it blank. But you can find this in all correspondence with IRCC and even including on your what do you call on your PR card. So this will definitely go through. Information about spouse or partner being sponsored. So it's gonna be Elana Smith in our case. Date of birth, same. Client ID if you know it. Sponsorship evaluation about sponsor to be filled by sponsor. Employment history. But for past 5 years. Okay. So to make sure there are no gaps. If you're unemployed, explain how you supported himself. If you're self-employed, okay. All right. So we need to do for past 5 years. Monthly gross salary income means income that is before taxes. So I'm just putting this sample. Occupation, I'll just put what do you call? Uh, Plumber. Okay. Just sample, guys. Plumber. Details, 5 years they have asked. So let's say from 2019, March. Uh, Okay, so don't type with a hyphen. It automatically picks up. And yeah, two. I'll just put employer, let's say plumbing. What we need to provide address. Address of the employer, not your address. Okay. And telephone number. Yes, sample. You write full address and proper telephone number. Other sponsorship. Have you sponsored in the past, or are you currently sponsoring any other members of your family? I select no. So go to question 3. Okay. Other financial dependent. Give details of a person who is financially dependent or living with you, who is not listed in the tables. Include previous spouses or partner or any children from past relationship. So it could be like your mother, father. So it just put that details here. I don't need to write it. You can understand. Level of education. This is for going for sponsor. So this level of education is for John. How much he has studied. So elementary school, he has studied 5. Secondary, he says 7. Let's say he has also done like 10 plus 2 plus 3. So 3. Address history in past 5 years. So it could be any country, not like don't confuse it with Canadian address. But because John is in Canada, so definitely we'll begin with Canada. But let's say before coming to Canada, he was in India. So you need to provide that details too. I don't have to explain like postal code, zip code. It's very simple, right? Dates and year and month. So I'll definitely tell you. Residence is Canada. Do you currently live in Canada? I select yes. Go to question 7. Previous relationship. Have you ever been married or in a common relationship with another person? I select no. If yes, give details of information. Consent to disclose. Investigation to marriage fraud wanted. Do you consent to disclose? I select yes. Declaration, signature and date. Date you can always pick up. Part B about principal applicant to be filled by the principal. So this section for Elana. Before the relationship was responsibility to anywhere like this related to a member of your family or anything, I select no. Do you have any relative including aunts, uncle, cousin living in Canada? If yes, give the details. Okay. And you do not have to list family members listed on the additional family information form. Okay, so this you need to remember. So not it's just not applicable. We're gonna write. Have you ever been married or in common law relationship with another person? I select no. Consent to declare, I said yes. Declaration of applicant, this also we know. So with this section is to be filled by both sponsor and where did you first meet, date and where. Let's say they met in where? India, in John's previous trip, just simply just a hypothetical situation, and how uh, describe the circumstances of your first meeting. Wow. Did anyone introduce you? Then definitely it could be a friend, relative, family. If yes, who? Do you have any contact before you met in person? Like it could be social media contact, it could be any other contact. I select no, but if yes, definitely. Are you guys living together? No. If no, explain why not. So just say this is very clear thing. Just say that he's a permanent resident of Canada. Like John could say that John is here and sponsoring, and because he's a permanent resident, he's staying in Canada while sponsoring. If you guys not living together, have you visited each other during relationship? So that you can just say yes or no. If not, explain why not. Like you can definitely do like he did marriage and then he came back and other things. Or if you have visited, definitely provide yes and then details when and how when you met, stayed together, where did you stay, put that. What language do you use when communicating with each other? It doesn't need to be English or French, it could be your native also. How often do you communicate when you're not together and how? So This is very like married couples, recently married couples, they are in contact almost always 24 hours, especially when they are in different times. And believe me, it happens. Do you close friend, family members know our relationship? Why not? If yes, details, I can fill it up. So, I mean, if you're married, answer A below. If not, go to was your marriage arranged? Yes, no, whatever. Let's say yes. Describe the arrange, or if no, then provide that information. Whether there were formal ceremonies, yes, why not? If yes, detail like engagement, then uh, whatever. It depends on religion and other things also. So I don't need to say, but you know the details, right? It could be engagement, then marriage, then reception, location, number of guests, who performed the ceremony, if applicable. Did any of the people go to the event below? Principal applicant, Elana's parents, children, if applicable? No. So, family member relative, yes. Sponsor parent, yes. If no. Other family members or relatives, I select yes. If nobody but thing. Are you currently pregnant? Now this is a sensitive question, so I won't say much about this, but this like you can answer based on your situation. Is there more information you wanna? It's your opportunity. You can write anything that you think is gonna help you in this application. Sponsor John. This is for John. This is for Elana. And this section only if you have an interpreter. So this form is also done. Now let's move to the other form, guys. Application to sponsorship agreement and undertaking. Okay. Now you have the validate button too. That's good. Clear form too. So you can remove it. And okay, so we know how to fill it up. I mean, it's now easier. Okay. If you are found ineligible to sponsor, indicated whether you want to withdraw your sponsor or proceed. Okay. You can go for this also. If you're not eligible to sponsor, what do you want to do? Withdraw your sponsorship application, right? Language preference for correspondence, I select English. Is there co-signer? Must be spouse or common law. So in this situation, for spouse sponsorship outside Canada that we are filling this form, just want to clarify, neither I'm an immigration consultant nor I'm a government body. So if you take anything out of this video, do it at your own risk. And all information you see here is sample. So you have to fill as per your own case. So because John is sponsoring Elana in our sample case, so Elena is already a wife, is the spouse, right? So definitely this is not applicable. Person you are sponsor principal applicant. I'm just putting Smith, Elena, date of birth of Elena. Okay. The principal applicant is your spouse living outside Canada. Sponsor Smith, given name John. Have you used any other name? I select no. Gender male. This is sponsor details. So John's date of birth. I am for the sample video, I made it same, but in most of the cases, it's not gonna be. But just consider that situation. Status in Canada, he is a permanent resident. Permanent resident, naturalized citizen. Please provide the following. Date when he obtained. This is not mandatory, so I'll just leave it. Let's say John became permanent resident in 2023. Okay. UCI is not mandatory, but definitely John has a UCI because he's a permanent resident. So provide that information. This you can find in your any correspondence with IRCC even on your PR card. Full name at the time you became permanent resident. Let it same as the current name. Your current marital status, he is married. Date when this took place. So let's say it took place last month. Name of your correspondence partner. So it's Elana. Elana. Have previously married? Previously, I select no. Do it as per your own case. Sponsor contact information. So sponsor is in Canada. So I select Canada first. Province became applicable. So I select Ontario. Postal code also became mandatory. Yes, sample I added. Street name. Sample, but put proper street number, apartment unit, and other things. Residential address, same as mailing address. I select yes. Phone number because in Canada, so he's gonna put something. And yes, type is required. Of course, cellular number does not have an extension, but for the sample video, I'm doing it. Don't do it in your real. In cellular, it's gonna be 10 digits, so this extension not applies. You know what? Make it residence. That looks better. Email address not mandatory, but I strongly recommend you do this. Why not provide it? For John, okay? Sponsor residency declaration. Are you currently living exclusive outside Canada? I select no. Sponsor eligibility. Are you 18 years of age or older? I select yes. Are you citizen of percent? I select yes. Are you sponsoring a member of family class or member of the spouse or partner in Canada class? So he's sponsoring a member of family class. So I select yes. Do you reside in Canada and in no other country? I select yes. Question 5. Are you a sponsor or sponsor partner? You are not eligible. In the 5 years preceding this application, did you become permanent resident after being sponsored as a spouse? No. Let's say John became permanent resident through express entry. Okay. So it's gonna be no. Okay. Have you submitted a previous application as per the final decision? I select no. Are you received a social assistant? I select no. Are you discharged in bankruptcy? I have person who are previous received social assistance. Okay. Do answer as per your case. Did you course and undertaken during the validity? Have you been ordered to leave Canada? Are you late in making required payment on immigration loan? Are you detained in prison jail? Have you been convicted of sexual offense? I select no. Have you in default of a court order? I select no. Subject of apply to revoke current citizenship? I select no. Subject report on inadmissibility? No. Have you charged an offense? I select no. Okay, and you can validate. Sit it down. See, that's the benefit. Down. But yes, verify it. This is just gonna go sponsor signature. By tapping my name, I'm electronically signing. Okay, so let me see if I can write. Yeah. So that makes this form even much simpler. And date. Of course, I have by mistake, I've gone to future date. So I apologize. And always click on validate to make sure it works. Okay, perfect. So we are through that also. Now this can be, you can save and upload it. Okay. So now this form can be uploaded. Perfect. Now let's go back to the application. Uh, Back to application. Now we see all these three documents we covered. So that's it, everything, guys. Um, I have also shown you how to do the fee, but let me give you one more thing. Here you can go and do. Okay, so this wizard is good. What you are applying for, sponsor a family member. Okay, who you are sponsoring. I select continue. Do you want to pay the right? Yes. Bringing dependent children with them to Canada. I select no. Do you need to pay for biometric? We click this and then find out that yes, we need to pay. Summary fee is given. Okay. And you can log in and pay. You can create an account. That's always good. Register and log in and pay. And that's really going to help you. So, and that receipt you can upload here. And then after everything is all the required mandatory fee documents are uploaded, you can submit your application. So that is how it goes, guys. Let me know what you think about it. Thanks for watching.